things are getting a little scary. I don't know if you guys know this, but tomorrow's Halloween. And because we have so many Trevors on this show, I'm not calling you Trevor today. I'm calling you Dr. Matich, because we're going to have you build our ultimate Heisman. It says Frankenstein, even though Frankenstein is the name of the doctor. So our ultimate Heisman monster.
Yeah, key word. Frankenstein is the doctor, not the monster. So, yeah.
Okay. So, Dr. Matich, who is not the monster, we would like you to build our ultimate Heisman monster from the ground up. So, we'll start with the feet. Which player would be the feet if we were building our ultimate Heisman monster?
Clemson running back Travis Etienne. And Christine, what makes these feet amazing is how fast they go from 0 to full speed. His burst is astonishing. And whether that's he's in the hole, he makes a stutter step and he goes straight ahead, or he's in the hole and it's closed and he's got to burst laterally. That burst is something that nobody else can keep up with because they're going from 0 to full speed at a much slower rate. The speed at which his feet move are what make those feet the best in college football.
You know what they call that, or what the rap lyric is for that?
What's that?
0 to 100 real quick. Shout out Drake.
Okay.
So we're going to build our way up. Let's go to the legs.
Nice. Well, the legs, once you get those feet moving fast, now you need those legs to carry them a long distance. Anthony Schwartz, receiver, Auburn. Not just one of the fastest men in college football, one of the fastest men in the world. A couple of years ago, coming out of high school, he competed in the World Track Championships in the 100 meters in Finland for people under the age of 20. He came in second. He won silver. Second fastest man in the world at the 100 meters under the age of 20. And he doesn't just have that speed in a straight line. He's got good football moves as well. So he's not just a track guy, but you put the feet of Etienne with those legs to carry you the distance, good luck.
Not trying to race him in a foot race. All right, what do we got for the heart?
The heart is Texas quarterback Sam Ehlinger.
Okay.
This guy has the body of a middle linebacker, but more importantly, he's got the mind and the heart of a middle linebacker. You could put him in the middle of the defense, and he would light people up as a tackler. But instead, he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I don't trust anybody in college football more than I do Ehlinger to put a team on his back and carry them through the hardest times. And it's not just that he's willing to do it, Christine, he likes to do it.
Yeah.
He wants the hits like a middle linebacker, the heart.
And you like to compare him to Tim Tebow, who also was a heart guy and obviously a Heisman winner. All right, for the arms, who do we have?
Okay, for the arm, let's go with stiff arm instead of throwing arm. Because Najee Harris, running back from Alabama, doesn't just put that arm on you to keep you away from him. He puts that stiff arm on you to cause harm to you. And it's one thing just to put it out there and he gets by you and keeps going. If he can, Najee Harris will stiff arm you to the ground. Because he doesn't just want to defeat you, he wants to embarrass you. Now, we've got all kinds of guys, quarterbacks, that can throw the ball really well. But you know what? The arm that stands out to me is the one that punishes, and that's Najee Harris.
You do not want to be on the other side of that, and that's, no, nobody does. All right, who do we got for the hands?
Okay, the hands, Alabama wide receiver Devontae Smith.
Okay.
Now, this guy has not dropped the pass all year. Not dropped the pass. As a matter of fact, of the top 20 receivers in college football in catchable targets, so it's a catchable pass that's been thrown to him, he's the only one without a drop. And you normally see him as a guy that runs the great routes, that has all the speed, catches the ball 50 yards down the field, right? That all makes it more complicated to not drop a single one. And nobody can match what this guy does for sure hands.
Two guys from Alabama that are making up this monster. That's, I guess it's to be expected. So we have one more thing to go, and that is the vision.
All right, so vision, let's go back to the evil empire.
Okay.
And let's go with Alabama quarterback Mac Jones. The thing is, the guy he replaced, the legend, Tua Tagovailoa, was an instinctual monster. He would get the ball to the right spot more because he felt it than he really saw it. Jones gets to the same place in the opposite way.
Yeah.
He sees the defense, reads his progressions, and gets to the same places that Tua did. Just gets there in a different way. And in a lot of ways, it's more predictable. Mac Jones, in the way he sees the field and then knows how to apply his tools on the offense with all those playmakers, it has some of the best vision in college football. Now, you'll note that we haven't yet talked about Trevor Lawrence of Clemson or Justin Fields of Ohio State.
Yeah.
Well, They get
What's
all
up
the
with
love.
that?
Yeah, you put them in there, and they would have a lot of these qualities all by themselves, right? And
Okay.
so they get a lot of love. Let's give some other guys as examples of what greatness looks like.
So what you're saying is they're already a Heisman Frankenstein. So we got to we have to combine all these other people just to make one of them.
In a lot of ways.
Okay.
In a lot of ways.
So Harry, we now understand why Trevor Lawrence, why Justin Fields is not making up this monster. What do you think about Dr. Matich Stein's Frankenstein?
Listen, I think it's great. He's our mad scientist for a reason, right? I would ask, though, Trevor, if you could take qualities from a Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields and add it to this monster, like what would that look like? What would that be?
Harry, that's a great question. I would say leadership on both of those guys. The best coaches in football at every level will tell you that the most important quality of a quarterback is his leadership. Mm-hmm. Do the players believe in him? Do they rally when he calls on them to rally? And great arm, great legs on both Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. But what really sets them apart is that their leadership is elite.
Okay, so can we take this back to the quarterbacks really fast? If the arm was a quarterback, who would it be?
If the arm was a quarterback, I would say Zach Wilson of BYU.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
because Zach Wilson has that lightning quick release, and it can go in any direction. I mean, he'll look this way, throw that way. He'll look this way, feel a receiver that's on the opposite side of the field, and throw across his body 60 yards in the air for a touchdown. We saw him do that.
A little Patrick Mahomes.
It is exactly. It's a crazy arm
Yeah.
that he's got. Other guys have good arms too, but Zach Wilson makes your jaw drop all the way to the ground, and Dr. Frankenstein would have to sew it back on.
Okay. Well, I do want to give a shout out to our guy, Bags, who put that whole thing together, that graphic that you guys saw, because it was fire. And I was not expecting it to look this good. It looks like a real, actual person almost. And I was expecting it to look a little bit more like a monster. So shout out Bags, and also shout out Dr. Matich Stein. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
That's right. I'm gonna go scare some people now.
Exactly. Thanks.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.